Good morning. How is everyone today? I hope you're having an awesome day. Today I decided, after watching Kimmy over on She's in Her Apron, which is a fabulous channel. If you don't watch that one, you totally should. I love all of her cleaning and cooking and all that housewife type of stuff. She did a video where she basically made like a wish list of all the holiday food that she wanted to prepare. And I thought that was a fabulous idea because I have like my tried and true stuff, but then I do always wish that I would try some new recipes or the holiday passes, and I'm like, shoot, I never got to that one and I really wanted to make that one. So she just made out a super comprehensive wish list, and so I'm gonna do the same. I'm not gonna get to everything, but at least everything will be written down, so when I have an event to go to or a potluck or something, I can look at that list and know that like it'll be good ideas to pull from for holiday food. So that's what I'm gonna do. I have like some family cookbooks I'm gonna look at. I have like a holiday Pinterest board. I have a bunch of recipes on Pinterest that I have not revisited in a very long time. So I will be doing that. And then I'm just going to basically write it out in categories like appetizers, baking type stuff. Now my friend Krista and I do a huge baking day before Christmas. And we have, like, we make turtles, we make sugar cookies, we make peanut butter balls, like a whole bunch of goodies, and then we keep them all in the freezer, and then we make up platters for the different events that we go to, or like I have neighbors that I love to send over an assortment of Christmas goodies. So we do that on that day, but I do need to find, we always like to try something new. Sometimes they stick around and for the next year, and sometimes they don't. So I'm gonna be looking for something for that. And then I may start a grocery list, or I may not. I'm not sure yet. So I'm gonna go get my cookbooks and I'm gonna sit down for a little while and we will see what we can come up with. Before I get started, I just wanna show you, this is my Erin Condren Deluxe Monthly, and this is my meal planning planner. And so way in the very back here, there are lots of extra notes pages. And this is where I decided to keep it because I'm in this binder all the time, or this planner all the time. So I divided it into categories: appetizers, dinners. I already know that we're gonna do fondue on Christmas Day because we're actually having our humongous Christmas dinner the day after Christmas with some extended family. Sweets, I left a lot of room for sweets because like I said, we do that humongous baking day with my friend. And then I did sides, and then I did just a miscellaneous category to catch anything that these might not catch. So I'm gonna get out my cookbooks and get going. All right, it is the next day because after I went through all my Pinterest recipes, that took a long time, then I just decided to save the rest for the next day. So I am ready to go through this massive stack of cookbooks. I have my favorites, so I have my Magnolia Table cookbook, and I have my Pioneer Woman cookbook. So I will be going through those. Then I have like a family recipe little cookbook. This is actually from my friend Pam when we lived in Illinois for a year. She's a fabulous cook, and she had this huge binder of recipes, and I casually mentioned one day, I was like, wow, I would kill for a binder of recipes like that. And so my going away gift was a whole binder full of recipes that she has, like that she loves. I mean, how awesome is that? This is where I get my cherry pie recipe out of, this Better Homes and Gardens I have no idea what year it is. It's, I have no clue, but it's really old. I think I actually got it at the antique store. Then I have some church cookbooks, which we all know are the best. It's like all the stuff that people bring to potlucks and church cookbooks. This one I especially like. This is from my father-in-law, and it's from Bethel Missionary Baptist Church, which I think is in Alabama somewhere, but some really good Southern recipes in that one. And then I have this California Pizza Kitchen cookbook, and I got this one out because I know my favorite spinach artichoke dip is in here. And then my sister is having a Jada party where everyone brings a recipe of hers to a party. And so I think I'm making turkey meatballs because that's her recipe that I make all the time, but I thought I'd take a look just in case I find something that I like better. So that is what I'm doing with the cookbooks. So I found something interesting, which I don't know if I'll make it for the holidays, but it's called Dog Slaw right here. And I just think that looks really interesting. I've never seen that combination of ingredients, but it sounds delicious for the next time we have hot dogs. I found another good one in the Southern Church cookbook. It's called Corn Casserole right here. If you've never had this, so it's a can of corn, a can of cream corn, a box of Jiffy corn muffin mix, 1 egg, and 1 cup of sour cream. You mix it all together and bake it like in a cast iron skillet, and it is delicious with like Southern type meats in that. Wanted to make. These are called Beck's crackers, and it's saltine crackers, and then you can either serve them with a dip, or I think they sound delicious with soup, but it's basically like a buttery, spicy mixture that you pour over these, and then I think you bake them so that they stay crisp, and then you serve them with soup or dip, but I am for sure adding that to the list. It looks delicious. Okay, whew. I made it through all my cookbooks, made it through my recipe box. I think I have a pretty comprehensive list, and as I was going through it, clearly I'm not gonna get to all of these during this Thanksgiving, Christmas holiday season, but since it's in my meal planner, I'm just going to leave it in here. I'll cross it off if we make it. And then just a little tip, like if we like it, I'll go back to the cookbook and I'll mark it in the cookbook. That's always helpful to know that it was a favorite and that we liked it. So if I don't, well, I'm not gonna get to everything, but I can definitely use this list. I can use it for potlucks. I can use it for small group ideas. I can use it for like summer holidays, 4th of July, Memorial Day, all those things where you have big get-togethers and you need to bring food. This is like, what should we call it? Party food? Celebration food? I don't know. I'll label it something like that. But let me show you some of the things that I came up with, and before I forget, I will type out some of our favorites, like tried and true that I know are good. I will type those out in the description box below, and then if something's easily linked, I will link a couple things, but I might not have tried it yet, so disclaimer, I don't know if it's good or not, but I will leave some things in the description box for you so that you can try these if you would like. So let's take a look at the list. Starting with appetizers. stuffed mushrooms, broiled feta with tomatoes and capers. That looked amazing. So the little stars mean they're on Pinterest. If they have nothing, that means that I have the recipe like in my binder or in my recipe card box. And then I put the cookbook that it came from with a page number if it had one so that I could easily find it later. Deep fried pickles, bacon wrapped jalapenos. That is a Pioneer Woman recipe. That looked delicious. Patty's Reuben dip, Pioneer Woman holiday bacon appetizers. Honey teriyaki hot wings, buffalo hot wings, spinach artichoke dip. And this is one from the California Pizza Kitchen cookbook, and it is honestly the best one that I have found, and that's probably online, so I'll try to link that one. Shrimp cocktail, hot hockey dip. This is from the family recipe binder. Beck's crackers, that's the one that I showed you from the Magnolia cookbook. Dinners, we're gonna do chicken fondue on Christmas Day. Ham balls, I will for sure link this one. It sounds really weird, but they are honestly like the most delicious thing that you have put in your mouth. And it calls for like this ham loaf, Vandenbrink's. I think it's a Dutch recipe or something, but it calls for this weird ham loaf that your store might not have. So sorry about that if your store doesn't have it, but seriously delicious. Chicken pot pie turnovers, pasties. This is a Michigan thing. I just thought it would be really fun to make pasties with the kids. They can go in the freezer and we can pull them out for later. So that may or may not get done at holiday time. Butternut squash bacon soup. Split pea soup. I love to make split pea soup after we have ham because I like to use the ham bone. Julia and I love that. Turkey meatballs. That's a Jada recipe. I am going to take that to my sister's party. 3-package beef roast. This looked really good. I'm sure there's variations online, but I will type that one out for you. Lentil soup, Italian beef, rigatoni bake, and Swedish meatballs. Then for the sweets, this is what we try to get accomplished on our baking day. We always do peanut butter kiss cookies. We always do turtles. We always do butter rich cookies. We always do peanut butter balls. Then we might try toffee. Sometimes we do molasses cookies. Snowball cookies we haven't done before. That kind of sounded good. We have started doing these raspberry almond shortbread cookies, and they're like the thumbprint kind where you stick your thumb in it and fill that little, well, obviously we don't use our thumbs. We use a measuring spoon. You make a little hole and then you fill it with raspberry jam. Delicious. White chocolate cranberry fudge. Sounded good. This would be stuff that I would take places. Strawberries with cheesecake filling. Santa cookies. The kids and I always make these. If we don't get to it at Christmas time, then we do it for Valentine's Day and call them Valentine's cookies. Buttermints. Amish cream pie. I'm gonna for sure make this one. It is so delicious. It's a cold custard pie, but it is like, I can't even describe it. It's so good. Dutch banquet, that's a Dutch recipe that is almond flavored, super delicious. Pecan pie, Irish potato cake. I will type this one out too because this came from Jason's mom and we love to remember her when we make this cake, and I haven't made it in a long time. So I would love to get to that one. Caramel corn, homemade caramel corn we haven't made in a long time. Brown sugar pound cake sounded delicious. I've always wanted to try seafoam, and this is from the Better Homes and Gardens cookbook, so I don't know. Grandma's donuts and white chocolate Chex Mix. All right, so the sides. Portillos, I don't know. Chopped salad. That just looked like a really hearty salad. It has like ditalini pasta in it, and I thought that might be a really good small group thing or a really good potluck thing. Orange jello, that is a delicious recipe. Corn casserole, I showed you that one, I think. Green bean casserole. This one I know we're gonna save for the summer because we are going to have a fish fry down at my parents' pond. We're going to catch the fish, we're going to fry them up, and then I thought it would be awesome to fry up some hush puppies to go along with it. Cornbread dressing, I've always wanted to try that, and this comes from my friend Pam's binder that she gave me. tuna and dill pasta salad, cream cheese corn, twice baked potatoes, rice pilaf, Brussels sprouts. This is in the Magnolia cookbook. Had like a balsamic glaze and bacon. It just looked really good. And most of us, except for Jericho, like Brussels sprouts. Sour cream potatoes. That's my friend Krista's recipe. So good. Grape salad. I will type that one out because that one's really good. And Pennsylvania Dutch potatoes. And then these just didn't really fit anywhere. So cinnamon rolls. I haven't made those in a really long time. I would love to do that. Creamy sherbet punch. That just looked good. Spiced tea. This is like a dry mix that you make with tang and tea, and it's like you do a hot tea with it, and I think my girls would really like that for the holiday season. Wild plum tea, that's like a cold sweet tea that we got from our friends down south. It's delicious. Here's that hot dog slaw that I showed you. Breakfast casserole, I know that we have that Christmas morning. Poppy seed bread, this Jason calls manna from heaven. It is, I need to get the recipe from my mom. It is Grandma Maggie's recipe, who Grandma Maggie is almost 90 or over 90, and she went to our old church. She still goes to our old church. And she would make this for us as like a special little treat, and it has like a lemon glaze on it. It is like seriously the best stuff ever. So I haven't made that in a long time. I need to get the recipe. This looked interesting, tomato soup dressing, like for salad. You use a can of tomato soup and then you put oil and vinegar and a bunch of spices and mix it all up and keep it in the fridge. So I don't know, that looked good. Hot cider, and actually I forgot to write where that comes from because I know that this one comes from the family cookbook. Just to keep on track here. Whew, that was a lot. So I hope this inspired you to do a little holiday meal planning. It was very fun looking through all my cookbooks and just dreaming up things that we could make. And now I feel like I have an awesome list to work from when I need to come up with an idea to bring something to an event. I am totally covered. I am confident that I can make one of these and put very little time or effort into thinking about what I'm gonna bring. So, hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you will go and plan some holiday meals and set yourself up well for the holidays, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.